What's going on, guys? Eric with TheWiscoGuyz, and in today's video we're going to talk about the Maverick. So, as you've seen by the title, what they're not telling you about hybrid vehicles and electric vehicles in general, and this goes by a state-by-state thing, but I'm going to tell you what it's like in Wisconsin so you guys kind of know what to expect, because I didn't expect it. No one told me, and I'm kind of finding out as I go along with owning this vehicle. So, if you don't know, this is my 2023 Ford Maverick Hybrid XL. Yeah, and it's been a great vehicle. I can't complain about the vehicle itself. Gets good gas mileage, rides good, does everything I need it to, and it's just an overall great vehicle. But there's some stigma that goes like around it. I mean, it's just especially with like the government. But we'll go into that. But I'm just gonna go through the details of like what I paid for this thing and all that. How much it costs to insure this thing, how much it costs to register this thing, and fuel wise, gas mileage, which I've talked about in the past too. So let's get into it. If you guys don't know what I paid for it, I made a couple videos on this before, but sticker price on this vehicle was $24,920. Now, when I had originally ordered this truck, it was $24,420. The price had raised to $500 from there. Since I work for a Ford dealer, I actually got a better price than that, which is called D-Plan through Ford. And what that does is knocks off a little bit of the price of the vehicle, of course. And on this, it was about $1,000, a little over, I think, which brought the price down to, we'll just say, an even number. I think it was like $23,880 or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I ended up getting a good deal on that. And this is like one of the this is the cheapest vehicle that Ford sells. So and for the price, it's a great vehicle, like top notch. So I ended up putting $3,000 down, and at the time that I ordered the vehicle, the dealership was doing a promotion for anybody that was friends or well, I think it was family. If you ordered a new Ford at a certain point, that you would that they would do some assistance on it. So so it was kind of cool that I could get that, and it ended up dropping the price, I think, another like $1,200 almost. Technically I paid like $22,600, something like that. Yeah, and then I put $3,000 down, so after taxes, I think the loan ended up being like a little under 22 after the taxes, with my money down and everything like that. Because in Wisconsin, which we're in, 5.5% taxes, and then the title, registration fee, all that. So ended up buying the vehicle. I've been driving it for over 6 months now, and it's been great. It's been a great vehicle. We've had a pretty mild winter, so I haven't been able to really test how the front wheel drive is in the vehicle, but with the little snow that we did get, it was great. It handled great. It handles the roads great. I did drive it back in a snowstorm about a month ago. Ice, sleet, cars were flipped over in the ditch from Minneapolis back to home here in Ashland. So it was very stable. Can't complain. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I paid for this thing. It was a great deal. It's still an awesome deal. Yeah. So we'll move on to insurance. To insure this vehicle, it's about $130 a month, which a lot of people are probably going like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And it kind of is a month. Like, I had a 19 Ford Ranger. I'll put a picture up on the screen if I have one, or maybe a video if I have it too, that I purchased in 19, and the insurance on that thing was only like $74 a month for full coverage, brand new. So the added cost of the insurance, that adds on to the payment. My payment's right around $380, and then you add on the insurance $130. I mean, you're over like $500 a month just for a Ford Maverick, which again is cheap, but it's still more than I would like to pay for insurance. I mean, it's quite high. So I don't know if it's the hybrid aspect. I think the 2-liter might be a little cheaper for the fact that it's not hybrid. I did ask someone if their insurance was cheaper that does have a 2.0 hybrid, and I think they said it was still right around $100. So I have no blemishes on my record. So it I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Maybe because of the high value of what these are going for, that it's really hard to replace, and you have to pay a lot of money to get a used one with miles on it. It actually costs more than a new one. That may be a factor in it too. So that's what I pay for insurance, about $130 a month. So the next thing is registration of this vehicle. The registration on this vehicle is more than even my 3/4 ton pickup truck. So being a hybrid, since Wisconsin has legislation put in that it costs $75 more a year to register this vehicle than a standard gasoline vehicle, which in my mind is complete utter bullshit. Like, if you'd buy these vehicles to save money and to, you know, better the environment, spend less on gas, burn less gas, all that, and then they hit you with $75 more a year to drive the vehicle. And on top of that, they have recently issued a sticker on your plate that says EV. I would imagine for like first responders or firefighters that are going to a scene of an accident, and they can tell if the vehicle is a hybrid or EV on top of it. Now, I was doing a little reading, and it's even more for a full EV vehicle. It's actually $100 more a year to own an EV vehicle in Wisconsin, which is crazy to me because I guess it's for the road taxes, which I can understand for a full EV, but for a hybrid, it's like, come on, really? Like, I'm still spending the same amount of money that I would be if I was driving a 4-cylinder Bronco Sport or like a Honda Civic. Like, what the heck's with that? I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. It seems like a money grab. And on top of that, in the city that I live in, it's $20 wheel tax. So when you go to pay this registration, it's gonna be, you know, it's almost gonna be $100 over. It's gonna be almost $100 over just the regular registration for Wisconsin, on top of the EV hybrid or the hybrid cost and the wheel tax cost. So it's just insane. I don't know. It kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth that the government or officials, legislation, whatever, just grabbing more money from people, trying to save money, especially when nowadays inflation is just way through the roof. Everybody's trying to pinch as much pennies as they can a month, especially when you go to the grocery store and pay for gas. It's just kind of outrageous that, you know, it's getting to the point where it's like, what's the point? You know, what's the point of trying to move up in the world or whatever, or try to get that new vehicle that you're saving gas on and saving money? But it's just very discouraging, and I hope someone from Wisconsin legislation sees this and tell you that's bullshit. So the gas mileage on this vehicle. So I've been getting pretty much what, I mean, it's close. It depends on the weather. That's like the biggest thing. But the last 800 miles I've been getting 33.9. Mind you, 600 of those have been all like highway freeway driving. So to almost get 40 miles per gallon on mostly 70 and above is pretty dang good. I think this thing's rated for 33, I think. What is it? Where are we at? Yeah, 33 highway, 40 miles per gallon city. which is pretty much what this is at. I drove in the city maybe like 40, 50 miles on that 800. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty close. It's close enough. So I ended up deciding I am going to sell this vehicle. We're gonna go down to, I'm actually selling it to Carvana for a really good price. It's way more than I paid for the vehicle, even after the taxes and everything like that. I mean, it's definitely more than I paid for the vehicle. And we're gonna do that here Friday. I'll pick up the video at that point, and pretty much I'm getting rid of it. I mean, it's like $500 a month to just own, not even put gas in. With gas a month, I'm spending another, we'll just say, I would say it's 2 tanks between, maybe 1.5 tank between, on a month, in a month. Getting about 400 to 500 a tank. I know a lot of people get more, but most of my commute is like 0.1 mile to a highway, and then it's just 60 miles an hour right to work. So I don't get that EV, or the electric that often. It doesn't go in electric that often, just because I'm right to the highway. And like I said, I try to stay under like 10% on the gauge, but it doesn't. I mean, like my last commute from work to here, I think it was from work to here, that's about 4 minutes. Well, that was the timer that we had it at, but the last commute was that right there. So 4.6 miles at that 32.8. That's about what I'm getting, because it's just straight highway. But other than that, like I said, if you're looking to buy one of these vehicles, definitely consider it. It is different from state to state what the laws are, or what the legislation is for re-registering. Some states, I think they might even give you a credit. And I seen one guy post, he only had to pay like 1 cent or something for registration, which was insane. And I can't remember what state it was, but it was on one of the Facebook pages. So that's great. I mean, if your state like has incentives to buy an EV or a hybrid, definitely do it, and check it out. Check your local state laws before you buy. It's the only thing I can say. Like I said, I can afford the vehicle, but it's one of those things where I'd rather put my money into something else and put my money more into vehicles that I can do stuff to. Like Big Chev, we did a ton of stuff to this. I can't really do too much more. I mean, I could, but like, how far do I want to go with it? You know, like, do I want to lower it? Do I want to do this? And then struggling to get that amount of money to do, which I would rather take the funds and do something fun with my other vehicles and make content with. Because right now, there's not a lot of sponsors out there for Maverick items. So, but there's a lot of sponsors for that, and there's a lot of sponsors for the Firebird, and there's a lot of sponsors that do help out with those projects, but not too many with the Maverick. So it's hard to make content when you don't have items to make content on, if that makes sense. So alrighty guys, so I actually went to Carvana and sold the Maverick. So pretty easy. Go on the website and you either type in your VIN number or license plate number, go through the prompts. They'll ask you a bunch of questions about the vehicle, and they will create an offer for you. So I went through all their prompts, and the offer was $27,400. I owed, for the payoff, $20,851. I'm just re-looking at my paperwork. It looks like I paid 20, I think it was like $23,853 for the Maverick, and then plus taxes, which I think brought it up to about 27, somewhere around there, a little over 27,000 with the taxes. But I ended up putting $3,000 down, and I had D plan as well too. So all in all, it kind of, in my head, I made about $3,000, I think, the way things were lining up. And like I said, the dealership had took care of the first 3 months of payments, which were about $380. So I ended up making out pretty good, I believe. Feels better not having the payment, not having the insurance, and putting a little money away for other things. So other than that, I was gonna film for Carvana, but I was in traffic, just standstill. Wreck was in front of me. It was kind of razzled, and it had been driving for about 4 hours at that point when I got to Carvana. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this deal real quick and then wait for my ride. So I think it's going to be a good thing going forward. It opens up more opportunities with the vehicles that I already have, saving money for the house that I live in to repair, and then eventually trying to build a garage, maybe at some point here in the near future. So all good things. I bought the car. If I loved it, absolutely loved it, I was going to get rid of Big Chev, and I was going to keep the Maverick. And don't get me wrong, I did really, really like the vehicle, but it just it wasn't enough to justify keeping it and making that payment on it. So, but all good things in the future. So comment below what kind of vehicle I should get that gets somewhat decent gas mileage that I can daily drive. Put your suggestions down below. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I know it was a talking video, like I've said before. But for the people that actually watch the stuff, thanks for watching. So have a good day or night or whatever you're having. Bye.